Hey, everybody, welcome back. I've got a familiar face with me now, Mr. Clint Arthur. How are you?
Fantastic. So great to be back with you, Sonora. And I'm excited to talk to people about National Life Writing Month and how you can turn your life story into the next amazing memoir like Michelle Obama and Matthew McConaughey and Will Smith have done. It's a very exciting month to be writing about your life.
Yeah, exactly. And you may know a thing or two. I mean, a Pulitzer Prize. You've got one of those under your belt?
Well, I was nominated. I have studied. I like what got me into being a writer was that I studied with a man named Frank McCourt when I was in high school for 2 years, and he was just a high school English teacher then. But then he went on to win the Pulitzer Prize for his memoir Angela's Ashes. And then I've also been mentored by the Academy Award winning producer of the movie Platoon, which you might remember. And also Oprah Winfrey has had a big impact on my life and on my storytelling. So I'm really excited. I wrote this book, Wisdom of the Men, and I did this in 10 days. It's a 91,000 word book about my life. This was nominated for the Pulitzer. And my number one tip for anybody who wants to write about your life during November, which is Life Writing Month, is don't write, don't type, talk. You got an iPhone. And on the iPhone is an amazing app called Voice Memo. And it looks like this. And when you press this little red button, it just records your voice. And you record your voice, and then you have all these files about all the stories that you tell about your life, and you upload those to a transcription site, and it will automatically transcribe it for you. And then you don't have to type anything. So that's the best way to make really fast progress is just talk about your life. And then the next tip is don't think too hard. People are like, you get in your own way trying to, what am I supposed to say? Don't worry about what you're supposed to say. Just talk about the stories of your life that were the most meaningful things, like, your first boyfriend or girlfriend, or when you graduated from high school, or when you won the championship, or when you got the new car, whatever the biggest things in your life were, that's what you should write about because it's your life. And then my third tip is to help yourself by going through old pictures and videos or letters or postcards or even record albums. Like my first record album that I ever bought was Barry Manilow. I write the songs that make the whole world sing. How about you, Sonora? What was your first record album?
Oh my goodness. I can't even remember. Probably something like, pop or something. Yeah. I don't
See, I
know
mean,
how much impact it had on me, but
well, these are the things that will help you to remember things. And then the fourth tip, if you're going to write about your life, don't worry about grammar or sentence structure. You're not applying to be a grammar teacher or an English teacher. What your life story should sound like is if you went to a bar and you just started talking to the guy next to you and telling stories about your life, that's what it should sound like. And that doesn't mean it has to have perfect sentences or grammar. And then finally, the last tip is to have fun. A lot of people are worried, well, what if nobody likes it? What if nobody reads it? What if it doesn't get published? None of those things matter. The only thing that matters is that you enjoy this process of writing the book. For me, I love writing the books. When I was chasing the Hollywood dream for 13 years, I finally quit writing because I couldn't get anybody to read, because I wasn't writing stuff that was for me. I was just writing screenplays, stories about, made up fiction stories that I was trying to sell as movies, and nobody wanted to read them and nobody wanted to buy them. And that's what put me behind the wheel of a taxi for 6 years, trying to make it in Hollywood. But then finally, after the financial meltdown in 2008, I got back into writing, and that's when I started writing about things that mattered to me. My first book was about what I learned at the Wharton Business School. It helped me to be successful. And since then, I've had 21 best-selling books. And this latest one, Wisdom of the Men, finally nominated for a Pulitzer Prize. And why? Because these are the stories that matter to me. This was fun for me to do this.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. And all of your tips, I feel like, are things that, people really do get hung up on, and that prevents them from getting started in the first place.
Yeah, the greatest thing about being a writer and about writing a book is that it's yours. Nobody can tell you anything about what it should or shouldn't be. And with self-publishing today, you can self-publish on Amazon for free. I self-publish all my books on Amazon for free, and you could get this one on Amazon. And that's where I sell all my books. So today, with the self-publishing transformation, the revolution of self-publishing, you don't have to worry about anything. Just have fun and do it. If you're a writer, I like when people tell me, "Oh, my son is a screenwriter. He's trying to make it in Hollywood." I'm like, my condolences, because it's kind of a curse to be a writer. But if that's what you are, like I am a writer, and if that's what you are, that's what you have to be. And today, especially with National Life Writing Month, you should do it, and you should self-publish it on Amazon and have fun and not worry about anything. Just do it for you.
Exactly. Oh, great advice. And I'm glad you said where to get your books. So the next question is, if people, need help, if they want advice, can they reach out to you?
Yeah, there's various seminars that I do at my villa in Acapulco. So go to clint.com, CLINTTT.com. Why three T's? Because one of my clients is an expert on the science of names. And she said, Clint, I wish you could add an extra T to the end of your name because the T's end up on top. And I couldn't get Clint with two T's.com, but I did get Clint with three T's.com. And that's where all my stuff is online.
Perfect. Very memorable way to get a hold of you. And thank you so much for joining us. Do you have any final thoughts or messages you want to share?
Uh, you know, if you are a writer, maybe you've quit before. Like I really in my life, I've quit writing 2 times. And the key to being successful as a writer is, number one, doing it for you, and number two is learning how to make money, not from selling books, but from the back end of it all. And if that doesn't mean anything to you, then you definitely should check me out at clintwith3ts.com, because there's a lot of ways. Like today, I am a professional writer and speaker, but that's because I know how to make money from the back of the book, not from the book. So you need to learn what that is.
Another career tip from Clint. Thanks again so much for joining us.
Right on, Sonora.
Right on. Well, hey, folks, stay with us. We've still got more up ahead, so keep it right here.